Hi, Steve Cruiser here from Bookkeeping Life, and welcome to my webinar about how to start your own virtual bookkeeping business. So I'll give you a quick overview of what we're going to cover in this webinar, and then we'll get into the weeds. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to cover those 4 steps that it takes to start and grow your own virtual bookkeeping business. Then we'll go into it's a little bit of about me so that you can understand that I am experienced and qualified to be teaching you this material. And then we'll go over 3 common myths or misconceptions that a lot of people have when it comes to starting their own virtual bookkeeping business. And then we'll go over the options that you have at this point, what you can do to get started. Okay, so that is the summary of what we're going to cover. So let's get started. Okay, the first step in starting your own virtual bookkeeping business is to get QuickBooks Online and learn how to use it. The majority of small businesses, which is what you're going to be targeting, use QuickBooks, or they don't use anything at all. So the option would be for them to start using you as a bookkeeper and you be using QuickBooks. There are other softwares out there, but the majority of small businesses and the biggest one, most used software out there is QuickBooks Online. So start there. You can branch out later if you want, but that is the place to start. And the online version is the ideal option over the desktop version. So getting QuickBooks Online and learning how to use it is essential. Okay. Step 2 is to brand yourself. What is branding? Branding is your logo and your website. It's the first impression that people have of you when you're with your social media and anything electronic, your business cards, website, all of that. Think logo, think website. When you think about branding, that's your brand. You have to have professional branding, because what your potential customers are going to be doing is looking at you and maybe looking at a different bookkeeper to hire and comparing the two of you. And if you have professional branding and they don't, then they're going to most likely go with you. And the other way around, if you don't have it and somebody else does, that you don't have a chance. If you don't have a website, you don't have a nice professional website, professional logo, and somebody else does, it's going to be tough to get clients. Okay, so that's a must-have. That's why it's number 2. Number 3 is learning how to advertise that brand, how to market that brand, how to network yourself. So that kind of all falls into number 3. So with number 2, you've got this really nice brand. And in step 3, it's getting that brand in front of potential clients so that you can talk to them and then seal the deal with them. And that's where step 4 comes in, is learning how to talk to potential clients, how to price your services. There's a lot there. It's really an art form that you learn over time. All of this can be done, all these steps. There's not a lot of steps. It's rather simple and what needs to be done, but I'm not going to lie to you and pretend that it's easy. Okay, it does take determination and consistency. Those are the 2 things that it takes. But there are a lot of bookkeepers out there, and if they could do it, you can do it. Okay, so that's the 4 steps. Okay, now let's talk a bit about me. And the reason for that is I want you to understand that I am experienced and I am qualified to be teaching you this information. I have been around a long time. So I graduated college in the year 2000, and I also passed the CPA exam that same year. So I've been a practicing CPA since the year 2000. I graduated college with a degree, bachelor's degree in accounting. Once I graduated, I became a staff accountant for a local company in Illinois, and I was a staff accountant for 3 years there, working the 9-to-5 grind, and I hated every minute of it. And I remember back on the first day of my job there, I had a near panic attack, just thinking, oh my God, I worked so hard for this, and with going to school and the field of study that I had took a lot of effort, and and I was sitting in a windowless building in a cubicle, trying to soak up as much information that everybody was teaching me all at the same time. It was a nightmare. Anyways, I did stick it out. I didn't have that panic attack, but it was a miserable 3 years. And the whole time I was thinking, there's got to be more to life than this, because I had been in the Marines. I'd lived in different. Although I was in Illinois, I'd been outside of Illinois. I lived in California. I lived in Guam. So I was aware of other places to live and things, that life was very different in other places. And I knew I didn't want to be in Illinois for the rest of my life. And I knew I didn't want to do that job for the rest of my life, because I was looking at my bosses, and they were all living the same miserable life, but making definitely making more money than I was, but it still wasn't all that much money. So I'm thinking, I got to get out of here. So after 3 years, I said I had enough. I talked a friend of mine into moving with me to California. Because like I said, I'd been to Southern California before when I was in the Marines. And so I said, let's just go, I'm gonna go back there and figure it out. So talking to a friend of mine who didn't have much going on with his life at the time, we jammed everything we had into my car, drove cross country, and hit California with a lot of fear pushing me forward. So here I landed in California, and I didn't realize the cost of living here, because when I was here before, I was in the Marines and I didn't have to pay for housing. But it was definitely a big shock when I went to get a place here in California, and it was extremely expensive compared to Central Illinois. And so I knew I had to figure things out very quickly. So I had a lot of fear, and but I did not want to go back to Illinois. So I knew that was not an option. So I stuck it out, and I pushed through. What I did is I just started hitting and grinding, looking for clients. I knew I was just going to start my own accounting business. So I started looking for, back then, so this is the year 2000, this is the end of 2003 or beginning of 2004. I started, back then it was all pre-internet pretty much, as far as how to find work and all of that. So I hit the papers, local papers, and was looking for people looking for bookkeepers, and I would contact them and I'd see if they needed somebody full-time or part-time. I was looking for part-time, and I found some work. My first real good client for me at the time was working 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 every day, 4 hours a day, and I think I was getting $25 an hour. And for me, being super hungry, I was really happy about that. And at that same time, I was working on getting little clients, little bookkeeping clients that I would do. So I would have that daily job, and then I would also be trying to finding bookkeeping clients that I would just do their books once a month, that kind of thing. And so I did a lot of on-site stuff back then, which I do zero of now. That's another thing. You get to a point where you can be very choosy about the clients that you pick up. I don't do any on-site bookkeeping anymore. It's all remote. But back then, again, being remote was not as easy as it is today. So there's, over time, getting and the technology getting up to speed to do things remote has changed a lot. And then also now it's actually very common for people to be working remotely. So a lot of good changes in that area over time. But back then I did a lot of on-site stuff. So then from that client, as I was building up my other clients, I got another client who would pay me $35 an hour to come 5 days a week, and I had the freedom to show up when I wanted. And basically, she would just let me work as much as I wanted to, because there's always kind of something to do. So I would put in about a half a day's work there 5 days a week, getting paid $35 an hour. And at the same time, I'm still building up my business. I'm still adding on these other clients, and to the point where I eventually got enough side business to where I didn't need that one client that I had to go to 5 days a week. Because my goal was, I started to see, okay, there are enough clients out there, I just have to find them, to where I don't have to leave at the time my apartment. I can just keep building up these types of clients, because there's lots of different types of clients and sizes of clients, to where a lot of them don't need, there's plenty of clients out there that they don't want you to come on site, or they don't need you to come on site. You can just do it from the comfort of your own place. And so I kept building those up, and over time, kind of fast forward a bit, well, I got enough to drop that client that required me to come on site. So then I had a full plate of clients that I could just work remotely, and that's where I am today. I don't do any on-site stuff, and I have my plate is full. I have as much business as I want. I turn away business all the time. So that's kind of what brings me here to today. In 2018, I decided, I've figured this out. I've figured out how to get clients. I'm really good at it, and I can share this with other people. That's when I started Bookkeeping Life in 2018. So I've been teaching people since 2018 how to do this, and we keep refining the course that I provide, which I can tell you about later. But I keep refining how I teach people, and I get better and better at it, and provide more and more tools and stuff, kind of a one-stop shop for anybody that wants to start and grow their own virtual bookkeeping business. It is actually rather simple. Like, looking back at it, it was a very long and twisty road, and I made a lot of mistakes as far as picking out the right clients, being choosy about the right clients, saying no to clients, because I was so terrified of not having enough work, that I was taking on anything I could get my hands on. And the reality is, you do want to be choosy about the clients that you want. And in the beginning, when you're first starting out, and especially if you're first learning QuickBooks and that, you want to pick easy clients. And I explain that in my course. But you don't want to start off. I was taking anything that I could get my hands on, and I was way over my head so many times, and scared. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and I had figured something out, a problem in my sleep, believe it or not. But that happened a lot when I was in college too. So anyways, you can get to a point where you can be very, very choosy, and you should be kind of from the beginning, and I teach you that. But I made a lot of mistakes about that along the way. Basically, it took me many, many years to do what now, looking back with the knowledge I have now, can actually be done in months. Like getting X amount of clients, and the right clients can be done in a matter of months or a year, where it took me, I don't know how many years, many, many years to figure it out. I'd say by about, since I started probably, let's say at the beginning of 2004, with zero clients, to the point where I had a full plate, I would say it was probably 2010. So let's say, that 6 years or 7 years or something like that to get to a full plate. Well, you can get to a full plate within a year if you use the knowledge if I were to use the knowledge that I have now, and that's what I teach people. So there's a lot of things that you either have to learn. I had no mentor, so that's the thing, and that's what I try to be to everybody that reaches out to me and takes my course. So that's where I am today. I've paid my dues and I've taken my hard knocks, and now I have a fine-tuned system of getting clients and how to talk to clients. That's really important piece of it is, if they have a problem and you're just a problem solver. If you like puzzles, putting puzzles together and problem solving, this might be a good profession for you. So that's the about me piece that brings me up to date. But a lot of things have changed over the years with technology. It's all been positive changes. It's become easier and easier to get clients, I think. Of course, I've gotten smarter about how to get them too. So, but that's my about me portion of the webinar. I do have the experience and paid my dues to be here to teach you, and I want to give you all the information I have so that the road that you take isn't bumpy and full of the twists and turns that I had to take. All right. So now let's go into the 3 myths, they can be myths or misconceptions, or however you want to describe it, that people have or that are common. You may have these same thoughts about starting your own bookkeeping business. One is that you have to have some experience to start. You don't. Everybody started everything they do with 0 experience. We all, maybe not all of us, but we learned to walk and talk and run and all. We didn't know how to. That's all very complicated stuff, actually. And learn languages. And musical instruments, and we learn a lot of stuff through our lives and get good at them. And we didn't know how to do them at all at one time. So this is something you can learn, and I teach you how to do that in the shortest amount of time possible. It's an ongoing learning process. I still learn to this day, and I've been doing it over 20 years. Technology changes, the software changes a bit over time, not drastically ever, but there's always something changing, or there's always more to learn. But it's you can learn enough to get up and running and getting clients and making money rather quickly. And again, you want to start with the easy clients. So you do not need experience to start learning. Now, I'm not saying you don't need experience to get a client and start doing bookkeeping. Yeah, you do. You need to do those things those 4 steps. You need to get Quickbooks Online and learn how to use it, and you need to know how to talk to clients, so that you know what information you need, you know what their problem is, and so. But I teach all that stuff. So, do you need experience to start learning? No. That's why my course is called the Learn, Start, Grow program. And it's not called the Start, Grow. It's not start your business and grow it. It's learn, then start and grow. But it doesn't take forever. That's the good thing. So that's the first myth or misconception, is that you need experience to start. Nope. The second thing is that you need to quit everything that you're doing and devote every minute to this. No, if you need your job to pay your bills, do not quit your job. You can learn this on the side, and then you can grow it to whatever size you want. The beautiful thing about this is you start with one client. Being your own boss, for one, and this type of industry and this type of job, you start with one client. You're not gonna say, okay, I'm ready for clients, and then you get 10 clients. You start with one client, and you don't get your second client until you're ready to get your second client. So you can be working a 9-to-5 job. You may hate it, but don't quit it just yet. You know, you want to build this over time. There are clients, bookkeeping clients, I have a lot of them, that they just require literally a few hours per month. So you could have one client that takes 2 to 3 hours per month that you do, and you get efficient and learn a lot through that one client. And then you say to yourself, "I'm ready for my second client." You get a second client that's small like that just requires a couple hours per month. So you start to fill in your nights and your weekends with these types of clients, and you'll find that you get really efficient at it. So what used to take you 3 hours to do, it takes you half that amount of time. So then you can fill in another client with that, you know, say 3 hours that you used to devote. Now you have two clients in that same amount of time. So you can, as you're growing and getting you're getting more educated and efficient with the software and your knowledge of bookkeeping. You get to where you're able to do a lot more in that same amount of time. So what used to take you, say you used to be able to do one client in 3 hours, you get to where you can literally do 3 clients in the same amount of time. So your per hour, if you were to calculate your per hour rate, you know, goes up dramatically the more efficient you get at it. And so you can start taking on more and more clients. And then if you hate your your 9-to-5 job like I did, you know, I just quit mine and moved. But you don't have to do that. You can keep your job, start filling in your nights and weekends, and then at some point that'll build up to your bookkeeping business will build up to a point where you can say, okay, I'm done with the job I hate, and that'll open up a lot of hours that you can fill in with other bookkeeping clients. So many times throughout my career, I've taken one step back. You've heard the saying probably of one step back, 2 steps forward. Well, there's been so many times I've taken one step back for 10 steps forward. It happens. It's happened so many times in my career. So you'll be able to experience that, where you'll get to a point you can grow your bookkeeping business. You'll get to where you can say, okay, I'm at a point where I can survive on my bookkeeping business. I can get rid of this 9-to-5 business that I hate, and that'll open up a whole bunch of time that you can get more bookkeeping clients, and you'll end up having all the freedoms that come with working for yourself and working from home. So that's the second myth or misconception that people have, is that they have to quit their job in order to start this. Nope, you don't. And I don't even recommend it because you need to pay your bills. So then the third myth or misconception is that you need a certificate or some kind of degree in order to begin this. No, you don't. You do not have to have any type of degree or certificate to start your own bookkeeping business in America. There's no regulation that says you have to be licensed, some kind of bookkeeping license or something like that. There might be your town or something might have, like, they might want some kind of business license, but this is a virtual business working from home. So there's nothing that you have to worry about as far as you don't have to have a college degree. You don't even have to have a high school degree to do this. You just have to learn, like I said, those 4 steps. You need to learn QuickBooks. That's the first thing. And I know a lot of old-timer bookkeepers that are so good at what they do, and they just have high school degrees. And they've made a really good life for themselves, working for themselves, very comfortable. So that's the 3 myths or misconceptions. You do not need to be experienced to start. You do not have to quit your whatever job you currently have, and you don't need any degrees or certificates to do this. There is a QuickBooks Online certificate that a lot of people get, but that's not required, and it's debatable whether that's even beneficial to get. The educational piece of it is beneficial, but does that certificate get you clients? That's the real question that you have to ask. So a lot of people spend a lot of time on getting this certificate when they could be spending that energy and time on getting clients. So that's what I always say is like, are you taking away from the time and energy you could be getting clients? All right. So now let's talk about what options do you have. If you're feeling ready to get started, you have two options. You can do it yourself. You can dig around the internet and take what I've told you so far and run with it and try to do it all yourself. And I want to tell you, it is possible. You can do it. It's like any do-it-yourself project. It's possible. But the question is how long is it going to take you to get there? To where when you start making money. That's the thing. Is how long is it going to take you to get to where you start making money, which means getting clients. And the other thing is, will you get there? There's a lot of do-it-yourself projects that I've attempted in my life, and I get 80% of the way there. It's not as good as it would have been if I would have just hired some help or hired somebody to do it properly that knows what they're doing. So I've learned over my life that there's things that I'm good at, do-it-yourself things that I can handle, and then things that if I want it done, I want it done quickly, and I want it done right, I hire somebody to do it. But I see a lot of people trying to do all this themselves, and the other thing that can happen is that I see is people just get sidetracked or frustrated because they don't have quick success. And that can happen when you try to put all these pieces together and figure all this stuff out yourself. The other option is you can take, I have a course called Learn, Start, Grow, which I mentioned earlier. And you can take that course and it tells you and helps you with all these steps along the way. So what I want to do right now is let's jump on the computer and I'll show you that course, and I'll walk you through each of the steps and everything that's on the web page, and I'll share you that web page with you so you can follow along with me and understand that this way will get you there faster, because you want to get there within, and the big question is how quickly can you get there. I've had students that take this course and within 10 days from starting they get their first client. Now, is that common or is that the average? No, that's like the fastest, but that's how fast it can happen. I've had a lot of students do it within 2 weeks, but the record is like 10 days from starting. I would figure, just kind of like for those that have taken it seriously and have followed through with it, it can be done within a month on average, I would say. Because you need to learn. If you don't know QuickBooks already, you're not going to learn everything about QuickBooks, but you're going to learn enough to get that first easy client. So we're going to teach you the foundations of QuickBooks, and we have a lot of really cool things in the course. So let's jump on the computer right now, and then we'll go over everything about the course. And you'll see how it's a one-stop shop for everything you need to get this thing up and running really quickly, so you can get your first client quickly and start making money quickly. All right, so let's do that now. Okay, I'm really excited to show you this program, or this course that I've fine-tuned since 2018. It's helped a lot of people start their own virtual bookkeeping business and become very successful at it. And it just keeps getting better and better over time. We've been doing it since 2018, so we're always working on it. I have a team of really good people, and we're always trying to make it better and better. So let's go over it from top to bottom. Okay. So like I said before, you can make this a full-time thing, or you can just do it on the side and make some extra money on the side. People, they're, everybody's different, has different desires and different needs. So it's completely up to you. Me, it became my full-time thing. But I know a lot of people that just do it as like a side hustle or side job, where they just make a couple thousand a month. So, but the only thing you need is a computer, laptop, the free software, which is QuickBooks Online. We teach you how to get that. I'll go over that in a bit. And a mentor, which is me. But you saw my about me when I talked about me, so you know what you're getting there. So this is where you can buy the course, and you're already watching the free webinar. So this is it is the Learn, Start, Grow course is a step-by-step course, and it is the blueprint. It's everything you need. And like I said, you also don't need any prior experience. That was one of the misconceptions. Been making successful bookkeepers since 2018. So now let's get into the course itself. Exactly what you'll get in the Learn, Start, Grow course. You're going to get the intro to QuickBooks. So remember, step one is to learn QuickBooks Online, to get QuickBooks Online and learn it. And we teach you all the fundamentals that you need to know to get those first easy clients. And then you're going to naturally learn it more and more the more you use it. But we teach you all these topics, signing up for your free QuickBooks Online for account, a quick tour around it. And this is all done by Pamela, who's our QuickBooks. We have actual videos. The course is all videos plus Zoom meetings. So I haven't stated that yet. The course that I'm going over is all videos that you can watch at your own pace. You can rewatch them as many times as you want. And we also have weekly Zoom meetings with both Pamela and myself. Pamela goes over QuickBooks, teaches you QuickBooks, and I do the everything but QuickBooks. But I'll talk more about that. All right. So in the QuickBooks course, there's also additional topics, but these are like the bullet point topics. But it's also, the Zoom meetings are Q&A as well. So you can come with any questions you have, and Pamela will address those. And then the Zoom meetings that I do, you can ask me any questions and I'll answer those. So there's the QuickBooks signing up for the account, the tour around it, how to get a new client with the wholesale plan, accepting client's invitation to become their accountant, setting up the chart of accounts and beginning balances, connecting the bank and credit card accounts, syncing those, categorizing cash basis income and expenses, entering transactions manually in check register, reconciling bank and credit card accounts, making journal entry adjustments, and generating basic financial reports for your clients. A lot of clients don't want them or don't care to see them, but you'll know how to generate them for those that do. And then the bonus is that the weekly Zoom meetings with Pamela. All right, she does them every week, usually on Saturday mornings. So step two is the branding. So professional branding, I always say this: professional branding plus effective advertising equals clients. So we go over in that. This is a video series that you can watch as many times as you wish, and it covers what branding is and why you need it, why you need professional branding. Goes over the do's and don'ts of naming your business, the importance of that professional logo and website. Like I said before, you're going to be being compared to another bookkeeper. And if they have good branding and you don't, you're not going to make the cut. You're not going to get that client. And so we go over those topics, and also how to get your domain name and hosting and other things. Then we go over step 3, the advertising. This is advertising, marketing, networking, all these things. All these are ways to get that brand in front of potential clients. And it's crucial that you get in front of those clients with a professional brand. So there's effective ways to get your brand in front of potential clients, ways that cost zero money. I spend zero money on getting clients. I have tried different things over the years, and part of this course is to keep you from wasting your money on stuff like that. And there are also, I also talk about ways that cost little money. There's QuickBooks is for extroverts and introverts. I'm an introvert, believe it or not, or I would say much more introvert than extrovert. But it works for, you don't have to be salesy. If you have professional branding and you do your advertising and that right, and the next step right, you do not have to sell yourself at all. This is not, you don't have to be into sales at all. That's another misconception, is that you need to know how to sell. Your services are going to sell themselves because your potential clients have a problem, and you will come across as someone who knows how to fix that problem, and you'll know what to ask them in the next section here. So step 4 is everything about working with the client, so that now that you've professionally branded and effectively advertised, now it's time to roll in the clients. It's how to handle, again, these are videos, and it also comes with my weekly Zooms, where you can ask me anything you want. So how to handle that initial contact, determining what the client's needs are, that's a big thing. How to determine where to begin with the client, how to get what you need from the client, and how to charge and get paid. So that's all covered in pre-recorded videos, and you can watch them as many times you want. And then you can also join the weekly Zoom meetings with me, and you can turn your video on if you want or not, or you can turn your mic on if you want to or not, or you can just type your questions in the chat box, and I'll answer them the best that I can. You also get 3 fast action bonuses: access to the private Facebook group. So we have even more support, because it's all about support, really. My support from me and my years of experience, support from Pamela, and then also support from other people that have taken the course or are taking the course. We have that Facebook community. It's only for people that have taken or are taking the course. You can ask questions, post if you're on Facebook. You can ask questions, get answers and advice, get motivation. It's really good for all of that. The second bonus this is a video course. Again, pre-recorded videos that you can watch as many times as you wish. Intro to Excel. So everything you need to know about Microsoft Excel. I use it all the time. I use it almost daily, and I have since the year 2000. Believe it or not, it's a extremely helpful, handy tool to use, and I teach you how to use it. Essential uses of this very valuable tool. Learn the basics. There's a lot to quick Excel if you want to learn it, but there's some basics that you need or that you should learn that'll help make your life easier. How to export QuickBooks reports to Excel. That way you can manipulate them and prepare them for your clients. These are good services that you can offer your clients. How to sort data, how to run pivot tables, all good stuff. Helpful, very helpful stuff to know. Makes your job much easier. And then the complete bookkeeper's toolbox comes with the course as well. Advertising checklists, advertising templates, billing, ACH forms so that you can get paid from your client easily without hassles, email templates, month-end checklists, new client checklists, onboarding. So you have 2 options. It's a subscription-based course. and you can cancel anytime, no matter which one you choose. So you can pay by month, or you can pay by year. And like I said, you can cancel anytime. So you get access to all those videos, and you get also those 2 weekly Zoom meetings, one from Pam per week and one from me per week. So it's quite a steal, if you ask me. I wish I had something like this when I was starting out. It would have been very, very helpful. I would have became a success many years before I did. But understand your progress is important. It's important to me. It's important to my team. So with that, that's why we tried to make it as robust as possible with the private Facebook group, Zooms from Pam, Zooms or with Pam, and Zooms with me. And here's a few testimonials. I only have a couple on here, but they, they kind of sum it up. Here's Zach. I just landed my first client exactly 3 weeks after I started Bookkeeping Life. It's pretty slick. I want to share. I have first-rate branding through Bookkeeping Life. I watch and rewatch videos. I advertise as suggested. I am determined to help people earn money and live my life choices. Friday, I get to visit my first client at her place of business. And here I go. Thank you, Bookkeeping Life. Tiffany, I had my first client. So this happens all the time. It's really fun to watch people go from not knowing anything about bookkeeping to getting their first client. It's a really great process. And you can be one of these too. So here's the deal. And I said this before, if we do have a money back guarantee, which is if you follow the recommendations of this course and use the tools available in the course, we are confident that you will get clients and grow your business. If you do all of this and don't get clients and grow your business, we are happy to refund your money. I'm telling you, though, that doesn't happen. People that try and have determination to make this their life do. So, and you can look at the frequently asked questions. I won't go through all of those, but what is bookkeeping? Do I need an office? No. How long does the course take? So generally, people take 2 to 3 weeks to complete it. Is there a time limit on when I need to start after purchase? No. You can begin and you can go. It's all go at your own pace. Do I need to have a college degree? I went over that. You do not. I don't have any experience. We teach you. Yes, it teaches you bookkeeping through QuickBooks. You will learn bookkeeping through QuickBooks. No, I already went over. You do not need to be a salesperson. You can definitely work from home. You can work from anywhere you want that has internet access. And I already went over the licensing requirements, which are none. And this is our awesome team. There's me and my son on the beach. And there's Yannick. He's been very helpful. And he's been with me since 2018. He's become a good friend. RC, who does the logos and manages the branding piece of things, and Pamela, who does the QuickBooks. So I'm super proud of this, and it's changed a lot of people's lives, and it can change yours. So let's jump back over to the in-person, and then I can go over the rest of the webinar. Okay, I'll see you over there. All right, so I hope that cleared up some questions you might have had about my course. It's very robust. It grows and grows over time. It's kind of like a Netflix where just the library grows and grows. So it's always adding to it. And with the 2 Zoom meetings per week where you can ask questions and stuff, it's just pretty priceless. If I could have had that when I was starting, I would have been a success way before I became one. But the freedoms that come, you got to think about these freedoms that I can't. So I am surrounded by people that work a 9 to 5, and to me, every day is the same. I have the freedom, not the same in a bad way, but the same as a Sunday and a Wednesday. They're not different. To a lot of people that work 9 to 5, Saturday and Sunday are days off, and then they grind all week long. They do the rat race, the traffic and all that, and I don't have that. I don't. This is here's what my typical day looks like, and this is some of the freedoms that you can have. Everybody's has a different life situation, but if you've always worked kind of a 9 to 5 job, it's probably impossible to even comprehend like what your life completely inverse would look like. But I wake up when I want to. Here's my typical day. I wake up when I want to wake up, which for me, I naturally wake up. Maybe it's because I'm 50 now, and, but I wake up around 5 or 5:30. Okay, I can't even tell you the last time I woke up to an alarm. It would have been last time I had to take an early flight somewhere. So it would have been a trip, a vacation, and it would have been like an early flight. That's the last time I woke up to an alarm. Just an alarm doesn't exist in my world. So that might be the first big change for you. But I just naturally wake up 5. I do go to bed early though. I naturally wake up 5:30. And I kind of immediately get working on different projects. I have emails with BookkeepingLife that I address. I talk to my team, and then I do any type of regular bookkeeping that needs to be done. And I do that up until it depends on if my son's with me or not. I'm either getting him up and fed and ready for school, or if he's with his mom, then I am doing that. I don't have the getting him ready part, so I'm at my computer. But I have time before I wake him up that I can get some stuff done. Or if he's not with me, I have time. But during the school year, like this year, for example, I volunteer at his school every day, for an hour in the morning every day, which is great because I get to. I just hang out on the. I'm like a playground supervisor. I just volunteer my time to do that and be a part of my son's, life. He's in 5th grade. I've always volunteered at his school all through his childhood, except for the COVID year that he wasn't even at school. So that's another thing. If you have children, you have an opportunity to have a flexible schedule to where you can be part of your son's childhood. Not that you're not, but you can be, more involved in things with your son and daughter or daughter and their schooling. So instead of just, letting the school do all the heavy lifting. You can see what's going on. So every morning I do that, and that's a really great thing. So that's an hour. Then I come back and usually work for another hour or two. And then I usually go to I train jiu-jitsu all the time. So it's almost every day. So I go do that. I go to the gym to do that. And so I'll do that for a few hours, and then I'll come back, get some more work done, or not, or do something else. And then if I have my son that day, I go pick him up from school, and then we go do his jiu-jitsu, or we ride bikes, or do father-son kind of stuff. If I don't have him that day, because I have shared custody, I will typically work on BookkeepingLife and work on bookkeeping. So that's kind of, and then I'll kind of do that until the evening, and then watch TV or hang out with friends, or that that I have freedom to do whatever I want, really whenever I want. So that's the really great thing about working for yourself, is While everybody, like right now, it is, whatever time of day it is, there's people going and coming and going to work, and working for somebody that they may not like, and working with people they may not like, or doing a job that is hard on them, mentally or physically, and I just don't have to do that. So that's a huge freedom. There's so many freedoms. I could be here all day talking about the freedoms that come with working for yourself, but being able to just work from home, be with your kids if you have kids, being able to travel. You can travel. All you need is your laptop, so to get some work done. So you can go on trips. You'll be making good money. You can go on nice trips. You can work on those vacations or not. You could go somewhere for a month or 3 months. You can travel across country. I know people that are traveling across country and working from their van. That's a big thing now. Van life. So, and I have a van too, but I'm not traveling across country, but yet. But that, it opens up all these options. That's the thing. These opportunities. You get to live the life you want. You get to have hobbies. You get to travel. So it makes your life rich, and not just money ways. So again, I want to restate that you have two options. Do it yourself. You can figure it out, but you better bring your determination. What I had is a tremendous amount of fear when I was. That's why I made it. I had tremendous amount of financial fear. I did not want to fail, and I carried that fear for, like I said, a lot of years. Probably from 2004 to 2010. I think around 2010 is when I started to feel financially okay. But you can do it in such a much shorter time than that. So I took the long road. So you can do it yourself. You can do it. All the information's out there. It's just putting it together, finding the right people to do this and that, your branding. We already have all that covered. And all the what you should learn, because you can also spend a lot of time learning stuff that you don't need to learn. So what my course does is gives you the information that you need to get your first clients. And then when you get your first clients, that's when you really start to learn a lot. You learn so much by doing it. It's like you're like, oh, this is what working for myself, doing bookkeeping is all about. And then then it's like, boom, I'm ready for the second client, ready for the third client, and it snowballs real quickly. Imagine this: whatever you're making, whatever you make in, say, year one, the next year you can actually double that money. So during the process of growing my business, there were years where I doubled my money. From one year to the next, I literally doubled. I've pretty much kind of plateaued off to where I have my plate exactly the way I want it, and it's kind of riding in a plateau state right now, and I'm very comfortable with that. But there were years when I was growing my practice where it literally jumped, it doubled from one year to the next. So that's a life-changing thing, that you just don't get working for someone else. They give you just enough raise to barely keep you there, or maybe 3% or something like that, 5%. But imagine 100% raise. So, like I said, you can do it yourself, or you can try my course. And there's a money back guarantee. If you do everything I recommend and you really give it a go and it doesn't work for you, I'll give you your money back. The thing is I've never seen that happen. I've seen people not try and not succeed, but I've never seen anyone who really tries not succeed. And we have a lot of successes, and a lot of people succeed, but it has to be somebody that really wants to succeed. That's how it is with any business that you start. It could be any industry, but if the only way you're going to succeed at it is you have to really want it. It's hard to fall backwards into money and success because things aren't aligned that way. So anyways, if you have any questions, please email me, steve@BookkeepingLife. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's nice talking to you, and you can do this. You can do it yourself or do it with my help. Either way, I wish you the best, and if you have questions, email me. Again, steve@BookkeepingLife.com. I want you to succeed and do something that you want to do, and do not spend so much time traveling in your car, doing rush hour traffic. Spend more time with your family, travel more, have more time for hobbies. Some people don't even have hobbies because they work so much. Can you imagine that? So life's too short, so we got to live it. All right, I hope you have a great day. Contact me with any questions or take my course, and I'll see you on the inside, and I'll help you as much as I can. All right, get these freedoms in life. All right, take care.